Hi, I'm Roy, Technical Manager at First MTA. We're here today at Kitagawa with Will, and we're going to be running through the process of inspecting and changing seal kits on a hydraulic cylinder. So Will, what exactly is a hydraulic cylinder? Can you run us through it?
Well, this goes on the back of the lathe and it's used to actuate a power chuck via a draw tube.
So the customer returns a cylinder. What are we looking for, and why do they normally return them?
Normally they're returned because of a leak. So the first thing we would check is any corrosion to the piston or the aluminium housing. Afterwards, we'll remove the coolant collector and do a similar inspection on the back of the cylinder.
So what's exactly involved in the inspection of the cylinder?
We'd start with a visual inspection of the piston and the housing, and then we'd go on to removing the coolant collector so we can see the back of the cylinder. So we need to get some tools now and take this apart.
But what are you actually looking for?
Just corrosion initially at this point. It won't leak while it's on the bench, so we'll have to plug it into the hydraulics.
Okay.
And then pressurize it and see where the leak comes from. So the first thing we do is remove this outer cover. We just need to loosen the bolts and rotate it slightly. Then we can loosen these screws on the detector plate and then unwind it like this. Once we've got the detector plate off, we can take the screws out that hold on the coolant collector. Once those screws are removed, we just pull the coolant collector off the back of the cylinder like this. Now that we've got the coolant collector disassembled, we can take our cylinder over to our static test rig and check it under hydraulic pressure for leaks. Okay, now we've got our cylinder fitted to our hydraulic test rig, we can actuate it under pressure, and this is the area where we're looking for leaks. And normally the leaks show up straight away. If the leak doesn't show up straight away, we'll leave it under pressure for up to an hour.
So we've just tested that cylinder.
Yep.
What would we do if it was actually leaking?
If it was leaking, we'd send a report to the customer and explain where the leak is and if we think it could be rectified with a seal kit, or if there's corrosion to the piston and we're not able to fix it, then we'd recommend either a new piston or a replacement cylinder. But if it's just a normal leak and the piston's in good condition, a seal kit will fix it 95% of the time.
Can you show us the process?
Yeah, of course. Let's crack on.
So strip the cylinder down, what are we looking at?
Right, yeah, we've got everything in bits. So we've taken the fan off, we've got the sleeve body, the rotary valve, the cylinder and the piston. The main areas for leaks, if it's leaking from the front, will be this main O-ring in here, which seals on the front of the piston. If the leak's on the back of the cylinder, it's normally this one in here, inside the rotary valve. There's lots of other seals inside the lock valves. We've got a big one on the outside of the piston, which goes inside the cylinder. So it's all very clean, there's no signs of corrosion. We'd also check the bearings as well. If the oil's been contaminated by coolant or something, or contamination, the bearings might be rusty or they won't have a smooth action. So we'd also look at that while we're in here.
So, all looks in good condition.
Yeah, there's no extra parts needed for this cylinder, so it'll just be a case of changing the seal kit. We keep all the seals in stock for all of our cylinders, so we'll just put the new seals in, reassemble it, and then we'll test it on our static test rig again at full pressure, and hopefully send it back to the customer today.
Thanks very much, Will. It was very informative. Thanks for your time.
Cheers, Roy.
Cheers.